My heart is in.
Alright, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Now, before we get into the Keith Thurman and Louis Collazo fight, the actual fight, let's talk about a few things, okay? Keith Thurman is that guy at 147 that nobody wants to fight. So when we get fights like this, it's really not his fault because he's doing interviews, he's saying on camera, he's saying the names of the guys he wanted to fight, and these guys are not calling him back out. You know, they just totally ignoring him and neglecting fighting him. They don't want to fight Keith Thurman. Okay, yeah, everybody's booked at 147 because they're booking easier fights. Keith Thurman in 147 is that high risk, low reward fighter at 147. Laura's the same thing at 154. Andre's the same thing at 154. Every division has fighters that it's a high risk, low reward. What's the point of fighting them if I could get the same type of money fighting someone that's easier, that might have a bigger name? You know, the same, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you how fighters look at it today. Okay, they're not trying to beat this guy because he's coming up and he's undefeated, and they're really confident that they could beat him. They're not gonna fight him until Keith Thurman is a cash cow and it's a good chance to win some money or get a name, like Errol Spence. Errol Spence will say I can beat Keith Thurman because Errol Spence is on the come up. He's not as known as Keith Thurman right now. He's not getting money like Keith Thurman is right now. So he's on the come up. And he's like, well, I could beat Keith Thurman. You know? So that's how people look at it. You know, Lara called him out. Andre called him out. Keith Thurman didn't respond to them. But Keith Thurman's not running around here saying, I could beat anyone from 147 to 154. He's not doing that. All right? So if he doesn't want to fight Lara and Andre, that's cool because he will have to go up to fight those guys, you know? So he's cool, even though he's fought at 154 before. I mean, he's not going around saying that. So you could give him a pass on that, you know? But as far as the fights being scheduled, the fights are being scheduled by Amir Khan fighting Chris Algieri. He's not available because he's fighting Chris Algieri. Why is he fighting Chris Algieri? What has he done at 147? You know, Amir Khan beat Collazo. He beat Devin Alexander. Cool. Why are you fighting Chris Algieri? All right, that's a step down. All right. Why is Kell Brook fighting Frankie Gavin? Why are you fighting him? For what? Why is he getting a title shot against you? You know, you fought your mandatory already. You beat Jojo Dan. Everybody knew you was going to beat him and stop him. It was an easy fight for you, you know, coming off your injury and everything. You beat him easy. Why are you fighting Frankie Gavin? What are you getting out of that fight? You know, you say you would fight Keith Thurman, and when you beat Sean Porter, you called him out. You said that you fight him in the ring that night, and nothing's happened. Okay? So, you know, and then you have Tim Bradley. Now, I know everything with Top Rank and the promoters. We know Top Rank doesn't want to do business with Al Heyman. We know all of that, all right? But the fights can be made. Let's not act like the fights can't be made neither. Let's not act like that. Let's not do that. We're not going to continue getting these promoters and these managers and advisors passes, and the fighters too, passes because of these stupid promoter wars. We're not going to keep doing that. We're not going to keep doing that. Why is Tim Bradley fighting Jesse Vargas? Why is he fighting? He was talking about Keith Thurman not too long ago. Him and Keith Thurman was having words back and forth about fighting each other. So why are you fighting Jesse Vargas? What has Jesse Vargas done at 147? What has he done at 147? What has he done at 140? He hasn't even done anything at 140. So why is he getting a shot like Tim Bradley? You know, it's not like Tim Bradley hasn't been one of the most relevant fighters at 147. Even with the loss, even with the draw, you know, or whatever. Why is he fighting Jesse Vargas? Why isn't Keith Thurman fighting? Why isn't he fighting Tim Bradley? Amir Khan, okay, Kell Brook. All right, Sean Porter is scheduled for a fight with Adrian Broner, which is a good fight. That's a good fight. You know, Floyd and Pacquiao just fought. You know, there's some other guys out there. The only guy I question outside of Louis Collazo is because everybody else would be the same level of fighter. If he goes on Maidana, I don't know where the hell Maidana is. Maidana just got that Floyd Mayweather money and he just gave up. He's not even mentioned. I don't even know if he wants to fight anymore. He got that couple million, he got that few million off fighting Floyd, those 2 fights, and he's good. he's he's good. He back in Argentina chilling on the farm, shooting guns and stuff out on the field. He chilling. He eating good. He got fat. Marcos Maidana has no interest. He never had any interest. Why isn't he fighting Keith Thurman? Why isn't he fighting him? Keith Thurman been calling him out. He backed out of the fight more than once. Okay? Now, the only question I was going to say before, the only guy that I questioned why Keith Thurman didn't fight was Devin Alexander. Collazo and Alexander, only 2 guys that has really came out and called out Keith Thurman. All right, more than once. So, I don't know why Devin Alexander wasn't a chosen opponent instead of Louis Collazo. I think Devin would be at least he's on the same level as Robert Guerrero to me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like skill level, name level, and stuff like that, I think Louis Collazo is a little step down. I think Louis Collazo is a little step down from Guerrero and Alexander. That's just my opinion. Okay, I think Devin Alexander would be a better fight. I think Keith Thurman could beat both of them, but I think Devin Alexander would have been the better fight. People would expect it, even though Alexander lost to Khan. I know he lost to Porter, but he's still a pretty good fighter. And Collazo is like more on over the hill at this point in his career. I like Collazo and everything, but I'm just keeping it 100. Keeping it 100. I have a lot of love for New York fighters, but I'm keeping it 100. Collazo's over the hill at this point. He's over the hill. It was a big win against Victor Ortiz. It was a big win for him. But Victor Ortiz, you can make the argument that he's damaged goods. You can make the argument. Okay, I don't know if he's coming back. I don't know what's going on with Victor Ortiz. I know he won his last fight, but I think he could have gave Collazo a better fight. I think he could have got up from that knockdown. I think he might be damaged. Who knows? But Louis Collazo, thinking about Louis Collazo. Now, I want to mention too, this fight was a decent fight a little over a year ago. Before Collazo lost to Khan, the fight was a decent fight for Keith Thurman. But right now, Keith Thurman beat Robert Guerrero. He's coming off of that. That's his biggest win right now because he looked very impressive in the fight, and it was against a fighter that's been in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, a fighter that some people thought Thurman would fold and lose to. So since he did well, we're all looking for that upgrade. And we're not getting the upgrade. We're not getting the upgrade by him fighting Collazo. Collazo got skills. He's been in there with some good fighters. I think he won. I think he beat Berto. I think he beat Hatton. He gave Shane a good fight. He knocked out Victor Ortiz. I mean, listen, the guy's been there. He's been champion before. He's I'm not trying to discredit him in any way, but him fighting Keith Thurman right now, I don't think he has a shot. I would have liked the Devin Alexander fight a little better, but we didn't get it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But you can't blame Keith. Now, as far as the fight, moving on from all that, as far as the fight is concerned, I don't think Louis Collazo will have any chance of beating Keith Thurman. I think Thurman is going to be the first to knock out or stop Louis Collazo. Louis Collazo's tough, but Keith Thurman, the power, the speed, the overall athleticism is just, as far as boxing skills, Collazo got some skills and everything, but I really wasn't impressed against his fight against Khan. I thought he fought the wrong fight against Khan. When Khan was winning the fight, he was trying to do too much with taunting him and trying to get into Khan's head and complaining. He was doing more of that than actually fighting Khan and trying to win the fight, in my opinion. All right, Khan looked good against him. He dominated him, knocked him down a few times. And Keith Thurman is going to do the same, if not worse. All right, he's going to do more. I think Keith Thurman might be able to stop Louis Collazo. He might be able to. All right, Keith Thurman could have stopped Robert Guerrero, but he didn't. Robert Guerrero toughed it out, and he survived. And, he looked good the last few rounds and everything. But I think what we're going to see with Keith Thurman, I think Keith Thurman is really going to try to start. He's going to really try to stop this guy. All right, so that's what I don't really need to give you a full breakdown. I think Collazo's best chances of winning is trying to close the distance and make it an inside fight. And I don't think we're gonna get that because we've seen that Keith Thurman moves very, very, very well. He can move around the ring and keep the space in between them the entire fight. He doesn't have to stay on the inside with Louis Collazo. And even then, I still don't think Collazo has a chance, you know, or the power to really like knock Thurman out or anything like that. You know, so I just don't see it. You know, I know Thurman for a safe fight against Bundle, but you know, Bundle, Bundle style is so awkward that Thurman didn't really take the chance to fight with this guy because he didn't want to get countered. Bundle was trying to counter him with a left hook or a right hook. He was just trying to counter him the entire time, and Thurman just didn't want to really engage with him like that. But in the Robert Guerrero fight, he did enough for me to prove like that he could probably knock out Louis Collazo or stop him. All right, not knock him out, but like stop him. You know, I think it's gonna be a stoppage. I'm guessing like 10th, 11th round stoppage. Ninth to 11th round. I don't think it's gonna be any earlier than that. But I think he could stop Louis Collazo, and that's it. That's my prediction. All right. So anyway, make sure you guys hit subscribe. I got more videos coming up.